murder is a game to some people.
These crimes look very senseless to us, but to them, they made all the sense in the world.
A rage-filled teen leads a deadly initiation.
They needed a sacrificial lamb. This is a ritualistic type of operation.
A perverted wife turns sex into murder.
They enjoyed the suffering they caused other human beings.
And a local bully hosts a murder party.
Paul just fell unconscious and bleeding on the couch.
These deadly women live by their own rules, killing without motive, for the sake of twisted thrills.
I've earned my tier. You man enough?
Baby, you know I'm man enough.
Okay, well, prove it.
Power can do strange things.
On her neck was tattooed Queen.
So you're gonna go back out there and you're gonna whack someone.
I mean, clearly she was the leader.
You're gonna earn
Make
your place.
people crave control
Yourselves.
She had a very good eye for manipulation.
and expect total obedience.
They were sending a message. Don't mess with us. We can get you. We can kill you.
1998, the military town of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Hey, baby.
Troubled teenager Christina Walters has been living here with her grandparents for 5 years.
Christina, where have you been?
With friends.
Christina, you are too young to be running around with them people.
Those people the only family that I got.
Her mother had a lot of health issues. Her stepfather is out of the picture at that point.
But the move hasn't settled the young single mom.
I want you out of here.
Christina, I don't like the person you're becoming.
Oh, well, I don't like you much either. So I want you to get out because I want to spend some time with my son. Now go!
With her grandparents came a whole different set. They were very old school and didn't really understand.
And Christina has another family she'd rather belong to, where obedience and loyalty is mandatory.
Real pleased to see you, Tamika. So how about we do some bonding tonight, eh? How you feel about that?
One of America's largest gangs, the Crips.
You can't just walk into my...
It's hard for people to understand why a child, a young person, would choose a gang family over their own family. But the gang family offers them something their own family doesn't.
You gotta earn your place.
Gangs are an addiction.
Christina proves to be an outstanding addition to her new family.
She was very good at organizing. She knew how to control people. She knew how to calm people down, which is very important, of course. She knew how to hype them up.
In a man's world, Christina Walters defies all the odds to rise up the ranks. By the age of 20, Christina becomes a gang leader.
It is very rare for a female or a woman to become any kind of leadership position because gangs are a male-dominated society. She was true gangster, if you want to call it that.
Now in control, Christina has to prove her power and dominance. She has to earn the ultimate gang symbol, a tattoo of death.
You gotta prove yourself.
A tattoo is a teardrop that they have tattooed under one of their eye, which indicates that they have killed.
But before Christina can hunt, the gang's rituals must be carried out.
They had purchased ammunition and fingernail polish, blue fingernail polish. They then coated the tips of the bullets with blue. All Crips utilize the color blue as their symbol. So the color is a very important thing. It's the symbol of their nation.
When the bizarre ceremony is over, Christina and her new recruits are ready.
My man, your gun. Okay, let's go. What are you waiting for?
A gang initiation serves many purposes. It solidifies the position of the people in the gang. They're now bonded together. They're brothers and sisters in crime.
In August 1998, Christina will take her first blood. Anyone will do. It's midnight. The streets are almost empty. Then they spot store manager Deborah Cheeseborough. They kidnap her, forcing her into the trunk of her own car. Trapped and terrified, Deborah awaits her fate.
We're gonna kill this bitch. We're gonna kill this bitch.
They needed a sacrificial lamb. This is a ritualistic type of operation. It's a bonding. And so, as they say, they could.
Psyched for a kill, Christina leads the gang to a desolate lake near Fort Bragg. Teenagers hungry for death surround Deborah.
The begging and pleading of the victims to not be shot, to please don't kill us, please let us live, only fueled Christina's fire to kill them.
Christine began shooting her, and the weapon jammed. At that point, Christine had the opportunity to stop, but instead, she basically cleared the weapon, recharged it, and continued shooting.
Christina shoots Deborah 8 times. She doesn't shed a tear. She earns one.
Let's get out of here!
They went back to Christina's house, and they were talking about, oh, how much fun it was that they had killed this woman.
Did you see the look on her face?
Yeah, please don't hesitate. My baby got no fear.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She was the anointed one. She solidified her position in the group as someone who could hurt you.
I've earned my tears.
Still high from the twisted thrill of killing, Christina is out for more blood,
Yeah, that's right.
and she has deadly soldiers willing to obey her orders.
So you're gonna go back out there and you're gonna whack someone.
They know what Christina is capable of. If she can do that to a total stranger, what might she do to me?
On the night of August 16th, 1998, in Fayetteville, North Carolina,
I've earned my tears.
a vicious female gang leader makes her first kill, earning herself the Crips teardrop.
Oh, you man enough?
Baby, you know I'm man enough.
Okay, we'll prove it.
Now it's time for Christina Walters' recruits to follow suit.
You too, Paco. You man enough?
This is going to solidify them as a group because, think about it, if you have something as vile as a murder or a double murder and you do it as a group, it's going to be very powerful and very bonding.
They hunt around town and see 2 women driving home from a night shift.
Ah, that's a dead-end street. We got him.
Oh, block him off, block him off.
When Tracy Lambert and Susan Moore turn, their car is cut off.
And the girls have gotten out of the car to see what's going on.
What the hell?
Okay, let's go. We got him.
Guys, you're blocking us in.
What the hell?
What you got to say?
And when they realized what was happening, they started begging, look, you can take my car, you can take my money, you can have whatever, just please don't hurt me. And of course, they were forced into the trunk at that point, at that location.
The women are taken on a 20-minute drive to the outskirts of town.
They took the females out of the trunk of the vehicle. The whole time they're begging for their lives. Please don't shoot me. Please don't kill me. Please don't shoot me. Please don't kill me.
Shut up! Sit back there! Get back there!
Shut up!
Shut up!
Stand there! On your knees, bitch! Sit there! On your knees, bitch! On
Gang member Eric Queen shows no mercy. He also wants the gang's ultimate mark of respect, a tattoo of death, a teardrop.
These crimes look very senseless to us, looking on the outside in. But to them, to the gang members, to Christina, they made all the sense in the world.
That's your turn, Paco.
These crimes solidified the position of these gang members.
Take her down, Paco!
Then, under the watchful eye of his leader, Francisco Tirado raises a gun to Susan Moore. Another life, another tattoo.
Yeah, that's it, Paco. You did a good job there.
If there were any gang initiates that night who thought perhaps we shouldn't do this, they couldn't have possibly spoken up. Had they decided to stop it, they would have been killed.
The next day, the gang heads to Myrtle Beach to lay low.
There was a hotel down there that a lot of gang members used.
3 women have been shot and dumped. But miraculously, one is alive.
They thought I was dead.
Christina's first victim, Deborah Cheeseborough, shot 8 times, survives.
I felt the blood oozing out my holes. I was on the ground. My right hand was up by my head. That was the last shot, and that shot went through the lens of my glasses and out my thumb.
Deborah musters all her strength to crawl to the road.
I figured if I stop, even if I slept, if I rest, that no one's gonna find me. I could not do that to my family. I could not put them through me dying.
Despite the secluded location, Deborah is rescued by a passerby.
In the back of my mind, I always, knew I wasn't gonna die.
She had a special angel watching over her that night for her to survive.
With Deborah's statement, police soon arrest 9 members of the gang. But it's clear one person is behind the cold-blooded murders.
I don't think it's an accident that the victims chosen that night by Christina were all women. Women either meant absolutely zero to Christina, or she chose women because she wanted these strangers to pay for the sins of a different woman.
In 1999, Christina Walters is convicted of first-degree murder.
I think the only person that might be safe from Christina would be the alpha male gang member. And if I were him, I wouldn't turn my back.
Gang members Francisco Tirado and Eric Queen are also found guilty of murder and are serving life sentences. Christina, the Queen of the Crips, receives the death penalty. She still awaits her execution. And Deborah Cheeseborough still waits for justice.
She had planned on being there for me to be executed. I would like to be at her execution. If not for me, for Susan and Tracy, she needs to be executed.
it's wise to be wary of a stranger's smile.
She didn't come out of mean and vicious and venom-dripping poison.
Kind gestures can be misleading.
She was in charge. She was calling the shots.
The most deadly can look so normal.
The case is one of the most disturbing I've ever looked at in 30 years. And I think the reason is the leader of the killers was a woman, and she was the worst.
1979, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Judith Ann Adams is a 15-year-old cheerleader when she meets Alvin Neely, almost 10 years her senior.
I'm Judy.
I'm Alvin.
I ain't seen you around here before.
You know, we got more exciting things to do than around in the trailer park.
Despite the age difference, Judith Ann is soon the dominant one.
It's a free country.
She was very smart. She liked using her intellect to manipulate other people, to push them around.
Be honest with you, he seemed like a big lapdog. He wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer.
How about we don't find ourselves a little place that's
It's not very gentlemanly of you.
nice, pretty thing like you?
Just seemed to kind of worship Judith, really.
May you just love holding one of these.
What the hell are you talking about, girl?
You know, I feel dangerous when I hold a gun.
Soon after Judith enters 10th grade, they run off and get married. And for the next 2 years, indulge in a crime spree. They quickly graduate from purse snatching to firebombing to armed robbery.
She was looking for a bad boy, and their criminal life together was born.
They called each other Bonnie and Clyde and really thought of themselves as this extraordinarily adept outlaw couple.
But they're not, and are soon arrested during a robbery.
She was a strange girl. She really was.
Mike Raglan, a captain of the Rome, Georgia Police Department, remembers arresting a young Judith Ann.
She was very bitter. For a 16-year-old, several of us thought about that. She was really, really ice cold. It was kind of like venom or poison. You could look into her eyes and there were nothing there. It's like two caves.
In November 1980, Alvin and Judith are both convicted of armed robbery. Judith is still a minor and serves only 14 months in a youth detention center. There she gives birth to Alvin's twins. But motherhood doesn't soften her. On her release, she's determined to prove how tough she is.
She came out of there really, really, really mad at some folks.
Eventually, they found that stealing, robbing wasn't enough for them. They wanted to hurt people.
At a shopping mall in Rome on September 25th, 1982, 13-year-old Lisa Milliken is stranded. Her ride home hasn't arrived. She is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
When Judith Ann and Alvin picked up little Lisa, they knew her fate at that moment. The minute Lisa got in their car, her fate was sealed.
Dragged into a hotel room, now the couple's twisted thrills involve brutal rape. It's a turn-on for both of them.
There's nothing worse a human being can do to an innocent young person than rob them sexually, take their virginity, torture them, and that is exactly what Judith Ann and Alvin wanted to do. They were sadistic sociopaths to the core. They enjoyed the suffering they caused other human beings.
Lisa's ordeal lasts for 3 days, and it is about to get worse. Judith is planning an experiment.
She She wanted to see what it was like for a human being to die slowly after having a poison injected into their veins.
I'm not a bad person. I don't understand why people think that I am.
For days, 13-year-old Lisa Milliken has endured unspeakable torture at the hands of Judith Ann Neely and her husband, Alvin. And Lisa's suffering is far from over.
And I tell you, you're gonna be going to hell.
When it's decided that Lisa is to die, Judith takes her out to a desolate area on this little river canyon.
Judith's grisly experiment involves corrosive drain cleaner. She wants to see what it will do to a person.
When you inject something like this, it dissolves things. And so it's going to dissolve the blood vessels, the muscles, the fat, and the skin. The tissues begin to burn and feel very caustic and very hot.
Judith gives Lisa multiple injections.
I'm gonna give you something to help your life now. I see,
The individual would have extreme pain from that point on.
The Drano is dissolving Lisa's flesh from the inside.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. There's nothing for a 13 or a 14-year-old girl to have to endure, or any other lady, or any other man or person for that matter.
But Judith gets impatient.
And then, you know, she's killed, slaughtered like some kind of an animal.
In nearby Rome, Georgia police start getting strange calls.
One of the dispatchers called me into the office. I want you to listen to this.
A young woman claims to know where missing Lisa can be found. At the bottom of Little River Canyon.
She keeps calling different people.
Hello, is that DeKalb County Sheriff's Office? Hello, is that WLJ?
After several messages and searches, the police make a grisly discovery. It's 13-year-old Lisa Milliken. The biggest question for police: who is the strange caller who leads them there?
Judith Ann wanted the community to know what a horrible thing had happened. I'm not saying she wanted to get caught, but she wanted the community to be shocked. She wanted to revel in her glory at what she had done.
Hello, is that
But Judith's audacious calls will be her undoing because she says something revealing.
It's on the run from the Harper Town.
When she called in and used the phrase "on run," that set off a few alarms in the police department in Georgia.
It is a key clue for police, as juvenile offenders tend to use the expression "on run" rather than "run away."
Because the feeling was that this was a phrase that would only be used by someone who had known or been in the custody of the youth authority.
They put together a list, and there's about 10 girls.
But as police are narrowing down their list of suspects, Judith and Alvin are moving on to their next victims. Just 5 days later, they befriend John Hancock and his wife, Janis Chapman, on the side of a road. They convince the unsuspecting couple to go on a country drive. They don't realize they've been kidnapped.
She takes a pistol, and she marches him up into the woods and shot him in the back.
She was getting rid of the alpha male. so that she could have his partner, Janis, all to herself.
Being a mother of 3 doesn't stop Judith's depravity. In a cheap Nashville motel room, her new captive is held in front of her children. They will be the innocent witnesses to their parents' brutality.
Janis was then repeatedly raped by Alvin.
Judith's sadism escalates.
Judith Ann enjoyed telling her kidnap victims what she had done to other girls that she had kidnapped.
I put this in the back like this and I slip. Bang! It's like that. And she'd never fall over the edge. She ended up falling backwards and pushing myself.
She enjoyed scaring these young women.
And I put it right into her neck. Right there.
It was as much fun for Judith Ann to instill panic and fear in these victims as it was to physically and sexually torture them.
Janis's horrific ordeal goes on for 24 hours. When Judith decides it is time for it to end, the only mercy is she makes it quick.
I see. Now you stop.
They did not find her body until it had deteriorated quite a lot.
This time, there are no bragging phone calls to police. The deadly couple move right on to their next victim.
You only knew how many people I'd killed with this gun. You would be begging me to die because the devil ain't got nothing on
But
me.
police don't need any more clues. They have an extraordinary breakthrough. John Hancock, shot and left to die 3 days earlier.
She thought he was dead. Now, he don't die. He crawls back down the dirt road.
Rescued by a passing motorist, John tells police that Janis is being held by a couple with young twins. It's the crucial clue. Police refer back to the list of juvenile offenders.
The only name on that list who had had twins was Judith Neely.
Police soon track Judith's vehicle to a hotel room. They are too late to save Janis Chapman. But incredibly, they find their latest victim alive.
We really don't know why Judith Ann became a sexual sadist who preferred females. We don't know if someone tortured her sexually when she was a little girl, or the opposite, which is that she was simply born this way, and this is a sexuality that she discovered that she liked.
Alvin Neely makes a full confession. He receives 2 life sentences. Judith Neely is sentenced to death.
To me, she's a sociopath. I think has no emotions and no remorse.
Had they not been stopped, they would have gone on and on and on.
In jail, Alvin shocks investigators by confessing there are more victims.
Alvin told us they killed other people, you know, and we had detectives coming to the Rome Police Department after this thing was from Alabama, Southern Alabama, Mississippi, South Georgia, and didn't know who they were and never could identify them.
In 2005, Alvin dies behind bars. His secrets go with him. Judith Neely is still very much alive. A governor's reprieve in 1999 sees her death sentence commuted to life.
I don't know how many she killed, unless she decides maybe someday to get a clear conscience about it. We're not gonna know, not gonna have an idea. I hope she will be watching this program and invite me over to let's clear up all these others. And that would be really something that I would like for her to do.
A lover losing interest. can be hard to accept.
She was just over being harassed by an ex-boyfriend.
But overstaying your welcome can have fatal consequences.
This was a heartless crime with no passion involved at all.
1989, in the tiny country town of Meerbu North, Victoria, Australia. Paul Snable and Karen Randall's relationship is running hot and cold.
I gotta go.
Karen, stay.
She kept taking him back and then dumping him again and taking him back and dumping him again.
This time it will be different, I promise.
You said that every time. It's the same thing always.
The conflict in the relationship was there from the outset.
Paul was a typical sort of country lad, a bit rough around the edges.
Single mother Karen is unsure about Paul because he is using amphetamines, speed.
Use of amphetamines just has a terrible effect on one's normal personality. He was a nice bloke who reacted badly when he was on drugs.
Karen, you're making a really big deal out of nothing.
Yeah, well, I don't agree. I think it's actually quite serious. Why are you taking...
When he is high, Paul loses control of his temper. He crosses the line, becoming a violent abuser.
Karen, I'm not doing anything.
He would push her around and abuse her and things like that.
There was certainly a history there of violence. We know for a fact that there had been intervention orders taken out by Karen against Paul.
Karen decides to make a clean break from Paul, and with her son, moves to another town.
He wasn't actually supposed to know where she lived.
But lovesick Paul can't let go. In an attempt to find Karen, he takes drastic action.
He did follow her young son home from school one day, and he did turn up at the new place that she'd moved to.
And Paul leaves a message that Karen takes as a threat.
And left a card under the door with words on it, "You make me see red." So that upset Karen and also caused concern for her immediate friends.
I think that was what triggered her ridiculous overreaction to the situation, as she called it, the Paul situation.
He's ruining my life. I mean, he seriously frightens me. I just don't know what he's going to do next. He followed little Jimmy home from school the other day. Everywhere
Karen turns to her sister Donna and her girlfriends for advice.
In the view of other people who she was confiding in, amounted to a constant harassment that Paul was exposing her to.
This cake smells divine.
Gorgeous, beautiful.
Over tea and cake, the women discuss the problem.
They started talking about dealing with the Paul situation.
We should have his legs broken.
Which was a number of scenarios.
There was a suggestion at one stage there to tie him to a tree and kneecap him.
You inject him with battery acid?
And that's what I'm talking about. No, that's actually a really good idea.
They come up with a solution: murder.
You can place his needle with some battery acid.
Kill him. Have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's the final solution we're looking for.
One woman is particularly interested in putting their plan into action. Irene Maslin.
Some residents of the town described her as a real Charles Manson. They were frightened of her.
She struck fear into most people's minds who met her. She had an aura and a manner about her that was quite intimidating.
Irene Maslin was the epitome of an alpha female. She ruled the clan.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Irene knows how to deal with troublemakers. She is a local drug dealer. Her business thrives on intimidation.
She'd been seen to associate with what were described as heavy hitters in the drug trade.
What happens next will shock a small town to its core. At an isolated farmhouse in country Victoria, Australia, friends gather for a weekend visit. Among them, Paul Snable, here to see his ex-girlfriend, Karen. But his reception is tense.
He was still thinking, what's going on here? Why am I here? Why did Karen ask me here and she's ignoring me?
Karen's not interested in rekindling the relationship. She wants it to end, once and for all, at the urging of her friend, Irene.
It was Irene that put murder on the table. She wanted to kill someone, and she wanted other people to do it with her.
After several hours, it's time for this dealer to strike. Paul is always ready for a hit of speed. And Irene has cooked up a special batch.
They give him an injection of a combination of battery acid and amphetamines in the view that that would cause a massive heart attack and he would die instantly.
Paul suspects nothing.
They expected him to simply drop dead very shortly thereafter, but he didn't.
The speed has an effect, but the poison doesn't.
Nothing happened. He went for a walk, he got on his motorbike, he rode around the paddocks, he did all sorts of things. He was still going, he was on speed.
I can't believe he's still running around out there. What's going on?
I don't know. We're going to have to do something to finish him off.
Irene is determined Paul must die. Time for Plan B.
Nothing about hitting him over the head with a brick's going to stop this guy.
Good idea. Going to need the men to do this. Go and ring Ian.
No. This is going to get messy. Let's go.
Ian Gillan, who was a person who hadn't been party to the original discussion.
Mr. Paul. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
A simple young man. He was terrified of Irene. He'd seen Irene in rages.
We've got to do something about him.
Irene orders Ian to kill Paul, a man he barely knows.
Irene Maslin requested him to hit Paul Snable over the head with a baseball bat.
Just crack him over the back of the head.
He approached Paul from behind, and being left-handed, he struck Paul from behind to the left side of his skull.
Paul just fell unconscious and bleeding.
And there was a lot of blood. Paul started moaning and groaning, and then hit him once or at least twice again.
Poor Ian Gillan, whose only involvement in it was out of fear. He honestly thought in that moment that if he didn't do what Irene told him to do, that she'd take the bat to him.
Crikey, he's still moving.
Incredibly, Paul is still alive.
He was still breathing. He was twitching.
Paul Snable has been injected with battery acid and bludgeoned with a baseball bat, but he's hanging on to life. Irene Maslin has had enough. Time for Plan C.
Irene Maslin then got a plastic bag and put the plastic bag over Paul's head and secured it around his neck with a rubber band.
No one deserves to die like he did.
A number of them then sat and listened and watched as he gasped his last breath.
In the aftermath of the murder, Irene is still in charge. Paul's body is dumped in isolated bushland.
took him off and threw him in the bush like a piece of rubbish.
To cover their tracks, the murderous gang destroys all the evidence, including Paul's motorbike.
One of the women stripped the bike, took it apart, and dispersed it around the countryside, threw it in, a bit in a dam here and a bit in a bin there.
Paul Snable has been missing for 2 weeks.
An air search of the immediate vicinity was undertaken, quite an extensive search, in the expectation or the possibility that he may have had a crash on his motorcycle.
But it is a chance find at the local garbage dump that arouses police suspicions.
Someone found a piece of the motorbike. Then someone else found another piece of the motorbike.
Police suspect foul play.
He was very much attached to his motorcycle. People couldn't understand why he would, do anything like this to his motorcycle.
Investigators start retracing Paul's steps back to the party.
Then they just started talking to all the conspirators one by one, piecing it together, working backwards, and eventually one of them cracked.
It's Ian Gillian who cracks first, incriminating the others. He is convicted of manslaughter. So too are Karen Randall and her sister Donna. The mastermind, Irene Maslin, is convicted of murder.
Very hard, very callous, no signs of remorse whatsoever, no expressions of regret.
Australian law at the time means Irene only receives 15 years in jail. Today, she's a free woman.
She's now out. What she's doing now, I have no idea. Whether she's influencing anyone else in diabolical deeds or has pulled her head in as just, living the quiet life, I wouldn't know. 15 years does not seem like enough for the premeditated and bizarre murder that she dreamt up and carried out.
A deviant thirst for excitement drove these deadly women to commit brutal acts. Gang leader Christina Walters killed to make friends. Judith Neely was turned on by torture. And Irene Maslin orchestrated a murder party. For these deadly women, killing wasn't personal. It was just a twisted thrill.